Welcome to Awesome Video Game Memories, where we talk about awesome memories about video games. And today's game is Megaman X3! So I said in my previous videos, Megaman X1 was a perfect game. Megaman X2 felt underwhelming. And I think Capcom felt the same way, because Megaman X3 is like injecting the Megaman X series with steroids and making it extreme! So everything on Megaman X3 is literally on steroids. The graphics are on steroids. The music is on steroids. The level design is on steroids. I mean, especially the Mavericks are on steroids. Holy shit. I mean, I said in my previous videos that the Megaman X2 Mavericks look kind of wimpy compared to the Megaman X1 Mavericks. But the Mavericks in Megaman X3 can eat up the Megaman X2 Mavericks and the Megaman X1 ones, eat them, chew them up, and spit them out. They're just that hardcore. I mean, look at frickin' Tunnel Rhino, and Blizzard Buffalo, and motherfucking Blast Hornet, and Gravity Beetle. Like, holy shit, man. Like, Neon Tiger's gonna slash that shit out of you. Like, holy shit, these Mavericks are like extreme! I mean, even the box art with Dr. Doppler and Megan Rockman X, the Japanese version of Megaman X, charging up his X-Buster like the Kamehameha, like look how freaking extreme that is. This is Megaman X on steroids. Whew. So my first encounter with Megaman X3 was actually with Rockman X3 on the PlayStation in 1996 when I was on vacation in the Philippines. I went to a LAN center at this local mall, and they had a whole bunch of consoles I could play, and I could actually pay $10 to play a game for like an hour. So I looked through their collection of games, and I decided I wanted to play Rockman X3. So I remember playing it and seeing that really awesome anime intro. I mean, at the time I thought it was great animation, but nowadays it doesn't look so good. But I thought that was freaking cool. Yeah, so the LAN center in the Philippines was pretty loud, so I couldn't really hear the music of the PlayStation version of Rockman X3, and we all know that the music for Rockman X3 for the PlayStation is nowhere near as good as the Super Nintendo version. I mean, I remember getting past the intro stage, seeing all the cool anime sequences for the robots, and I could not beat any of them. Like the first two games I was able to beat Mavericks on kind of the first try, but I could not beat any of the Mavericks on the first try in this game in the 1 hour I had to play Rockman X3 in the Philippines. That's how much they upped the challenge in this game. Like, holy shit, this game is on steroids. So when I returned home to the States in late summer of '96, my video rental had Megaman X3 to play, so I was finally able to hear the music of this game. So I remember the really awesome intro with the military sounding music with the Doppler dun 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 dun. And then probably my favorite tune in the entire Megaman X series was the intro stage where X and Zero, they hop on that bug bomber, they slash it down, and then it blows up, and then they're fighting through the Maverick base with that really freaking awesome music, man. I mean, it was like literally like one of my dreams at the time. Like, I wanted to live that scene. I wanted to be Megaman X. I wanted to jump on top of the bug bomber and blast it away and land and fight and get captured by Mac. And I was actually able to do that when I finally learned how to edit video in Battle Geek Plus Adventures. So let's begin what I remember about the challenge for this game. So Megaman X1 and 2 were fairly challenging, with X2 being a lot easier. But like I said before, X3 is the Megaman X game on steroids. And like, this game was very challenging, especially on the first try. I mean, I was finally able to beat Tunnel Rhino as my first Maverick, because his pattern was a little easier to understand, but man, I remember like really being overwhelmed by the challenge of this game. Especially Kaiser Sigma. Yeah, because like not only was the level design more difficult to get through, and the levels were a lot longer this time, maybe a little bit longer than Megaman X1 and 2, and these levels had mini bosses. And the mini bosses were ranged from very difficult to defeat and kind of difficult to defeat. But yeah, they weren't exactly pushovers in this game. You know, and like I said before, the music in this game is like very, very hardcore, like very, very metal, like hardcore metal. I mean, Blast Hornet stage is like da 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 da, and you know, and especially Vile stage, like da 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 da, like the music in this game was like so freaking serious and hardcore. Like Tunnel Rhino stage was like super serious, like Blizzard Buffalo stage was very hardcore, but a bit kind of sad in a way, but very like melodramatic. Although Neon Tiger's stage sounds very familiar, like a certain band. But yeah, like the music in this game like really gave you like a super hardcoreness. Like this is like super hardcore and like a bit of a sense of dread too. Like, you know, it wasn't like lighthearted like the first two games. Although I do admit, I really like Gravity Beetle stage. I mean, it sounds like something like an Air Force montage you want to salute to. And just like the challenging level design, the secrets in this game are very, very difficult to get. I remember when I beat all the Robot Masters, I barely found all the items. Like, that's how well hidden they were. I mean, I even had the Nintendo Power issue, and I still couldn't find stuff. I mean, I had to get the helmet to discover where all the items were. And also to make things challenging, like you got these two robots, Bit and Bite. You know, Bit and Bite was this little robot that looked like a samurai, and this bird robot, you know, pointing his thumb at you, and man, these guys were pretty freaking hard. And yes, we all know that this is the first game that you technically got to play as Zero. And Zero was a bit clunky to use. I mean, I remember trying to use him every time I could, but you can only use him like 1/3 of any given stage, because by the time you hit one of like the mini boss gates, he's like, X is like, you know what, I'm gonna take over Zero. You know, just like take a chill pill. And I was kind of disappointed that the big secret in this game, there wasn't a Street Fighter move like the Hadouken or the Shoryuken. I was pretty sure the Hurricane Kick was going to be the move, but instead we got, you know, the Golden Armor and Zero Saber, which were really cool. But, you know, the problem is, you know, I wanted to have, you know, Megaman X3 and Hurricane Kick on Sigma. That would have been really cool. Now let's talk about Kaiser Sigma. Like, holy crap, man. Kaiser Sigma was really freaking hard. I mean, the first form of Sigma was already more difficult than the first forms of Sigma in X1 and 2. But man, Kaiser Sigma, like, you had to hit him precisely on the head, and I kept missing every single time. So I remember this battle taking me a very, very long time to win. And actually what made it worse was when the Sigma virus came out, I actually fell down in the pit of fire. So I had to do all that shit over and over again. And you know, about the ending, when I first saw that Megaman X, in order to save mankind, has to kill Zero, I'm like, what? What the hell? Like, I didn't know at the time, but yeah, but why does he have to kill Zero? I mean, is there gonna be this really big revelation about him? Yeah, so even though Megaman X3 kind of fixed you know, the lack of challenge and lightheartedness of Megaman X2, did that make it exactly better? Kinda yes and no. Because I remember being really, really frustrated with this game. And also kind of the way the game is designed really requires you to do a lot of backtracking, which is really frustrating, especially when I want to play it from beginning to end. And you know, the whole hardcoreness of it just, you know, it's a bit off-putting. I mean, it makes me really yearn for the balanced, you know, not so hardcore version of Mega Man X1. But don't get me wrong, I mean, Mega Man X3 is a very, very solid action game, and I still highly recommend it to this day. So yeah, you can get Mega Man X3 on the Mega Man X collection on the PlayStation 2, and especially I highly recommend getting it on the Wii U Virtual Console, because, you know, if you want to get the original cartridge for this game, you're gonna be spending quite a lot of money. You should probably just get the Super Famicom version, it's a lot cheaper. Yeah, so that wraps up this episode of Awesome Video Game Memories, which is Mega Man X3. And if you have any memories about this game, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Take care.